Hi, my name is Drew, one of the dietitians here at Cherokee Indian Hospital, and today we are going to be making some sautéed kale and white beans. And this is just a really good hearty vegetable to have when it's a little cold outside, so it's perfect for fall and winter. So to start out, we are going to take our kale and we are going to basically rip off the leaves from the stem. This can be a little hard to eat. If you like these, feel free to keep them in. So we just rip off all the leaves, and then we want to take it and get it into a big bunch and cut it up as big or as small as you want. Just be sure to wash your fingers while you're cutting this stuff. They can get lost under it all. Alright, so we have our kale all chopped up, and I have my pan on medium heat. So I'm going to start with a little bit of olive oil and add about a tablespoon or two. And you might be saying, this looks like a lot of kale for a little pot, but the kale, as it starts cooking, it's going to wilt down a lot. So this is going to go down probably 2/3 in size. So I have my oil in the pan. I'm going to add a little bit of chopped garlic. If you have some fresh garlic, even better. Today we have some what we call jarlic. So we're going to add about a tablespoon into the pan. And then we're going to start adding our kale. Because it's such a big volume right now, you may need to add it in 2 batches and sort of add it in as it cooks down. So we've added all that kale and it is cooked down to about 1/3 of what it was. So once the kale starts to cook down, we're going to start adding the rest of our ingredients. So I am going to add some stock concentrate. If you don't have that, you can add some chicken or beef stock if you like. I have just some that I got from Food Lion. But if you have to eat less salt, if your doctor or dietitian told you to eat less salt, there are brands that have no salt added. This one is chicken flavored, this one's beef, and this is by Herbox. So that is an option you can do. So I'm going to take some of this beef stock concentrate and add it to the pan. This is basically just stock that they boil down and take out a lot of the water, so it adds a lot of flavor in a little amount. So we're going to add that. I'm going to add some onion powder. You can also add chopped onions to this if you'd like. That's a good thing about cooking. You can just add what you like. And then I also have 2 cans of white beans that I rinsed and drained. It does not have to be any specific type of bean. If they're on sale or if you have some in your pantry, use those. Alright, we're going to give that a little mix. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of water, probably about a 1/4 cup of water. And then I'm going to put the top on and let it cook for about 3 minutes while it's simmering, just to let all the flavors sort of melt together, warm those beans up, and finish cooking the kale. Alright, so this has been cooking with the lid on for about 3 minutes, and it smells really, really good. So everything is warmed up. That kale is very well wilted, and so now we're just going to add a few things to finish it off. So I'm going to add some fresh parsley. If you don't have fresh parsley, you can add dried. You can add basil. You can add Italian seasoning. Again, it's whatever you like, whatever you have on hand. So we're going to add some of that, and then I like a little kick. So I'm going to add a couple shakes of some red pepper flakes. Again, add as much or as little as you like. And then some salt and pepper. And this dish is really good as a side for, whatever you're eating. Or if you wanted to make this a meal, you could add some chicken to it or even some diced up country ham. And then you have, your vegetables, your protein, you got some carbs in the beans. It's a good complete meal. All right, so we have it all plated up. I just finished it off with a little bit of Parmesan cheese and a little bit more of those red pepper flakes.